Welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder. I am Rachel.
And I'm Heather.
We bring you the good,
the badass,
and the crime.
This is Like Mother, Like Murder.
Hello and welcome to Like Mother, Like Murder Halloween edition.
Hello, Halloween. We have a super duper, very special, spooky episode for you all today with all of the creepy, spooky vibes.
Heck yes. Heck yes. But first, we want to wish you a happy Halloween. Happy Halloween! Yes.
That was
good. Oh my gosh. It is good. That was good. Everything's good. It's Tuesday. Today, as this is released, you guys, it is Halloween. We had to bring you a Halloween bonus. Today's episode will be a one-of-a-kind Like Mother, Like Murder original, you guys, where we decided we wanted to showcase some of our podcasting friends, our home dogs.
Faux show. We shout out these podcasts like all the time. But today you will get to experience them as they share a Halloween creepy, haunty, spooky little mini segment for all of you guys.
Ooh. But first we're going to cheers. First we going to cheers. Heather, can you share with everyone what it is that we are drinking tonight?
So first and foremost, I need to say, instead of a sorry, Terry, this is a thank you, Terry. Ooh. Because this drink comes from the one and only Rachel's mama, Terry. It is a candy corn drink.
It is a candy corn drink.
It is a freaking candy corn drink.
Yes, my mom. So let me tell you a little bit about this drink. So this is a candy corn Halloween drink, right?
Yes,
she sent it. She sent it. You know, we had asked our friends, our families, our people over on Instagram to please, share some drink ideas with us. And my mama won. She won that thing. And so this actually is a vodka drink, but it is vodka and pineapple mixed up, okay? You shake, and then you drop the bomb of grenadine up in that drink. And then it does this little ombre candy corn looking effect.
Yeah.
And then you top it off with whipped cream and yum.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but it's good.
I haven't yet tried it because I wanted to share with you, Rachel. Well, you already got as she drinks it. Okay. So I first did it and it turned out like not the ombre way that it was supposed to do. And I was like, I must be doing my grenadine wrong. I couldn't get it to work. So you know what I ended up doing? I don't know if this is cheating. I got a baster and I freaking basted the grenadine down to the bottom of the cup so that it would stay.
Did it work?
So that I could get that. Yeah, hell yeah. Because look, now I got that nice line. So y'all, this is going to be super sweet. I already know it because it's literally pineapple juice, grenadine, and whipped vodka.
I have whipped vodka
cream.
too.
Yeah, I went to the store and bought whipped vodka.
Oh, just kidding. I just meant my whipped cream on top is actually vodka infused whipped cream.
Oh, stop it. That's so cool.
Yes.
It was so funny too when I went to the store because I had to get the kid to unlock the liquor locker for me.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "You want the big one?" And I'm like, I don't know whether to be offended or not about asking if I want the big one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try this.
Cheers, yes. Cheers.
Y'all.
Oh, it's so
That's
sweet. It is sweet. It is sweet.
There is grenadine all up in that.
Yeah.
But
and yours is at the bottom.
I know, mine's at the bottom, but it totally fills to the top.
Yum.
Thank
you.
I'm digging
Terry.
it.
Yes. Thanks, Mom. Did I mention Happy Halloween, you guys? Happy Halloween. Heather.
Happy Halloween.
Do you see me right now?
I do see you. And this is my favorite look of yours ever in our lives, and I've seen some looks from you.
God, that's so funny.
But this dew, and this lip, and the shimmer shake is I'm loving it. I really truly am.
You guys, so I am a vampire for Halloween, spooky, but I'm also like a glittery, like not scary vampire, and
like a la Twilight glitters.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's pretty freaking great, and I also have like this scar blood coming off my neck.
I love that part. It's like a blood choker. It's beautiful.
I don't like things touching my neck, so it's a whole ass thing. But this is for you guys, and I'm digging it. But here I am. Happy Halloween from me to you, Heather. What you rocking over there, you little cute ass thing?
So y'all, I have got, and you guys will see this because obviously we'll post it. But like, I have got a purplish, shimmery wig bob with the bangs going on, and a beautiful, really big bow. And Rachel said, we need to dress up. And I said, bet. And then I went to Target and grabbed like one of the only things left, because that's what happens on last minute Halloween. And it was this cute ass wig. And I just happened to have this bow. And when I put it on with my big old hoop earrings, it was giving like K-pop vibes. So I am going to be a K-pop star. Speaking of costumes, you guys should definitely write in and tell us what you're going to be this year for Halloween.
Or what you are this year, since today
is Halloween. So tell us, send us pictures. We love to see it. So Rachel.
Yes.
I am so ready for this. Are you ready for this? I'm so excited for this.
I am extremely ready for this. Like I said earlier, we have something super exciting for you guys. We are bringing some of our podcasting friends onto Like Mother Like Murder today. So heck freaking yes, let's do this. The first story that we are going to share with you guys today is going to be from one of the hosts of Twisted and Uncorked. Alecia will be sharing a story that is actually something that happened to her. So the story coming to you today, it's real life shit, man. Alrighty?
I'm so excited.
And we haven't listened to it yet.
I have not heard this.
This one. I haven't heard this one either. I didn't listen to this one. I listened to two of them, you guys. I did, because I was too eager and I couldn't wait. But this one I did not. So here we go for this one. This is from Alecia, one of the hosts from Twisted and Uncorked. Alecia and Sierra are amazing. You guys got to check them out. And here's just a little glimpse of how amazing they are.
Hey there, my name is Alecia Watson. I am one of the two hosts of the podcast Twisted and Uncorked. Now, when we say that we are haunted on the show, we literally mean we're haunted. And for myself, that started at a very young age in my family home. The house is still in my family. It's a large farmhouse on 3 acres where my aunt, uncle, cousin, and my godson still live. I grew up in the basement suite with my family, but spent many hours upstairs while my parents were at work. My brother and I ate dinner upstairs almost every night with our cousins, who became more like siblings. All 4 of us were exactly 4 years apart, and given the young and sometimes angsty energy that occurred in our house, ghosts were very active. Funny enough, now that we're all grown up and my cousins have kids of their own, the activity has started up all over again, after being dormant for about 10 years after we grew up. Interesting how that works, eh? So let's go back to the late 90s. My younger brother is 6, I'm 10. My cousins upstairs were 14 and 18. While my aunt and uncle rarely saw the strange happenings, they knew that there was energy in the house, and they neglected to tell us that the first spirit that is likely to reside there, of which we call George the Friendly Ghost, was the couple that lived there before. The husband of the family passed away in his sleep in the living room armchair. The house was built in 1969, and they had lived there up until selling it to my aunt and uncle in the 1980s. Shortly after the house was sold to my aunt and uncle, my family moved into the basement suite downstairs. Whenever something strange would happen, my aunt's response was always, "Oh, that's just George." Usually it was, but there was something darker in that house that was only felt at the end of the hallway, where the linen closet was, between my aunt and uncle's room and my eldest cousin's bedroom. There was a corner there that was the choice for all timeouts, since it was secluded from the living room and the kitchen, where my cousins and my brother would play. Every time I went down there, nose in the corner, it was the longest and most terrifying 10 minutes of my life. I used to beg to be put in any other corner, and the grown-ups would never understand why. I would hear whispers coming from inside the closet, very Pennywise in the sewer drains type whispers, and it was freezing down there. Not to mention that I would feel the occasional hand push my face further into the corner. This wasn't so much a closet as it was a tiny, tiny door. No more than 5 feet tall, and there was no latch or click for it to actually close. It was just a handle. It was all there for show, and we would just push it closed. Often we would circle to go down the hallway and find the closet wide open. Nope. My uncle owns his own business, and his work desk was behind the wall in this tiny room between the kitchen and the living room. But it directly faced that hallway. Growing up, we always had dinners at the kitchen table around the corner. The phone would often ring when we sat down for dinner, but obviously we would let it go to voicemail. And more times than I can count, that voicemail would beep, and there would be scratchy, raspy breathing, with only a few words spoken. I sensed that whatever the spirit was coming through the voice machine was the same spirit that pushed my head into the corner and whispered in the closet. Again, nope. Now for George the friendly ghost, who I mentioned before. When my great-grandma passed away, she had left us beautiful music boxes for me and my 2 cousins, the girls of the family, and she had purchased an antique truck toy for my brother. We each had our music boxes in our respective rooms, and George definitely liked to make himself known in the house. He was the man of the house before, after all. My music box in particular was the kind that you would have to wind at the back and then open it. Since I was a dancer growing up, mine had a little ballerina in it. I'm sure you can picture it. At least once a week, this would wind and open in the middle of the night while I slept. Not cool, George. My aunt and uncle are the type of people that drink milk with dinner. They still do. We later learned that George was lactose intolerant, because every now and again, the milk glasses on the dinner table would just tip over without being touched. And one time it actually exploded to the point that my uncle went around checking for gunshot holes in the kitchen windows. Candles in the living room would light and burn out on their own. The TV would shut off at exactly 10 p.m. every night. And my aunt would always say, "George, this may have been your bedtime, but it's not mine." We were the family that stayed up watching movies at the end of the day. And while the 10 p.m. shutoff was inconvenient, we at least always knew what time it was. One really nice memory that I have of George in particular was from when I was about 13. We decided to slide down the stairs on our butts, as 90s kids did, but it would turn a corner and go down to the suite where me and my family lived. On this particular day, we decided to spice it up from sliding on our butts to sliding in a laundry basket. The stairs did go straight down and there was a wall in the front, but then it would turn. I was unsuccessful with my surf one day, so needless to say, I knew I was going to be hitting the wall. Strangely, though, my laundry basket just stopped before the bottom step, like somebody was holding it, literally on the angle that you would slide down the stairs. It was defying gravity. I would have definitely broken my nose otherwise. My cousin was at the bottom of the stairs, bewildered by my laundry basket being hovered. While George could be a pest at times, ultimately he brings good energy, and I think he had a role in protecting us kids. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and I'm going to tell you about how my haunting continues in life. Now, where I live currently, and for the past 6 years, has been an interesting one, to say the least. When recording a TikTok video to promote a new episode, I recorded myself, took the sound out of the video to do a voiceover. Well, the weird part is in addition to my voiceover, you can hear a raspy, scratchy voice. But it's definitely freaky. In addition to that, I've had my hair pulled. I have very long hair, down to almost my waist. And at night, when I go to sleep, it's been tugged on more than one occasion. I've seen shadow figures run across the hallway from where I record. And lastly, I have heard whispers and giggling. So, needless to say, I think I'm pretty haunted. Whether that's a bad thing or a good thing is up to you to decide. However, I am an empath, and I know that with feeling and absorbing all of this energy can potentially bring some bad energy with it. Not to mention all the dark stuff that we talk about during our podcast. So, that said, thank you so much, guys, for playing my stories. And if you liked my story, I would encourage that you come and check out our podcast as well, Twisted and Uncorked, hosted by myself and Sierra Zorn. Hopefully we'll see you there. Keep it twisted.
Keep it twisted.
Oh my God. No. Okay, so first of all,
no.
I just have to say, like, no, but for real, because, like, this is the thing. I'm not in tune. I don't have experiences. And honestly, if I did, I'm probably, like, in denial.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to say, like, at least it's nice that there was a nicer spirit in her house growing up, because if it was
Casper's
only the negative,
brother over there just hanging out,
thanks, chilling.
George.
But
Right.
like, because imagine if it was only the mean one,
fuck that,
in her house, like she'd have like a completely like, no, like I'm not okay. And then like, yeah, I don't think I could deal with. Okay, so I have to be perfectly honest. We talked about scary movies a lot this month when we recorded. Zach and I just finished, oh my gosh.
Winnie the Pooh?
The Fall of, no, I'm not ever watching that. The Fall of the House of Usher. And I today swear I was hearing shit around the house. And I was just like, I need to like my head, like I need to like clear my head. So like that's a lot. That's a lot.
Hello, Twisted Humans.
Do you find yourself wanting to know more about the latest murder, conspiracy, cult, or haunting?
Then this is the podcast for you.
In 1952, there was a record high of UFOs reported. 1,500 sightings.
There has been evidence of human sacrifice, devil worship, and it is haunted by more spirits than can be counted.
A family of 2 adults and 2 kids reportedly saw a giant flying thing with glowing red eyes.
And meanwhile, the family's nanny that helped Veronica to care for her and Lucian's children was found bludgeoned to death in the basement of their family home. I'm Alecia.
And I'm Sierra, and this is Twisted and Uncorked.
It is a lot. Like, it's crazy because how you said it, everyone looks at things differently. And if George wasn't there, would she have an entirely different perspective of everything?
She would. She'd probably think like all of it. Because like growing up around that, like she'd probably just think like everything was mean and evil. But luckily she had like a nice one.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George.
Shout out, George. You can come protect me anytime.
Yes, we love a George.
We love a George.
We love love a George. And we love Alecia and Sierra. So you guys.
Yes, check them out.
You know, we'll probably say it way too much, but everyone that we talk about today will be, you know, shouted out on our show notes, but in our social medias as well. And you guys got to check them out. But they are amazing. Alecia, thank you for sending that in. And also, how many times did you go to timeout, girl? Like, just fuck, man.
I know, dang. But isn't that such like a good, like it's just another reason not to want to go to timeout if your timeout corner is haunted?
I swear I would be the best kid. Like, I was already great, but I would never be going to timeout. Got in trouble. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Not me.
Not me. Okay.
All right.
So next we have the Spiritual Sisters podcast. Again, you guys have heard us talk about them as well. Gabrielle, Celeste, and Nichole, Christine? Or am I getting those mixed up?
No, yeah, you're right.
Okay. I just remember because she has the same middle name as my daughter. So. Yeah. But they are awesome. They are super cool. I really need one of them to help us do a cleansing ritual after all of the spooky talk, because I think, you know, we're going to need it. We're going to need it.
Yeah, just another couple people who are just very in tune with, you know, everything going on. Man.
For real.
Let's do it.
Hello, Heather and Rachel, and all listeners of Like Mother, Like Murder podcast. This is Gabrielle Celeste from the Spiritual Sisters podcast.
Hey, it's Nichole from the Spiritual Sisters podcast also. And we are here because these lovely ladies asked if we wanted to send in a spooky story for spooky season. So we have a quick little story.
We're going to share about a haunted tavern in our local hometown. It's called the Glen Tavern, and it has been featured on a few television shows, including Ghost Adventures and The Dead Files in 2013 and 2014, respectively. So there's a chance that you may or may have not heard about it. The hotel is also very haunted, and there is one arguably murder that has taken place there. The hotel has a motto that goes by the saying of where the past comes to life, which keeps in line with the idea that the hotel is haunted. And if you walk past this place, or if you've ever visited or even stepped foot inside of it, you can tell that it is very antiquated and dated, but that's probably
very
intentional.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yep, that's putting it nicely. Most of their hauntings stem from the Prohibition era, which was about 10 years into the hotel's existence. And during the Prohibition era, a speakeasy was added to basically disguise the hotel for what it truly was, which was a house of ill repute, also known as a brothel. So
yes.
There are two famous and well-known hauntings that have taken place and are still known to be true in this hotel, aka tavern. It's really a tavern. And one is about a murdered gambler, and the other was fabricated to promote the hotel's haunted reputation. So one of the ghosts that resides at the Glen Tavern goes by the name of Calvin. And Calvin was a cowboy that was gambling on the third floor. And he was caught.
Calvin the cowboy.
I love that. He was caught cheating cards, and he received a bullet to the head in dispute. And many years ago, during a remodel, a cowboy hat was found in a crawl space with a bullet hole right through it. The hat has since disappeared, but Calvin seems to have remained, and Calvin's room is room 308, and 308 is actually Glen Tavern's most premium room, and it is frequently sold out.
He's looking for his hat. That's why he's still there.
Apparently. Not that I'm trying to go find out. But the second major haunting is the Lady of the Night. The inn during the Prohibition era was a small brothel, as we've discussed, and the Lady of the Night is said to have been beheaded after servicing one of her clients. And her room, which is right next door to Calvin's, is room 308 and can be booked as well.
I think that they probably had adjoining rooms. I think they were probably getting it on.
Probably.
That's all.
I mean,
all I
there's a
think.
strong chance. No one's denied it.
Mm-hmm.
And today the hotel is still in use and has a great Italian restaurant that I do recommend. Fun fact, anytime you drive by this hotel, you can just tell that it has a vibe to it because it's just kind of dark and it's in a corner. It's just
Mhm.
dense energy and it looks that way. We just posted a photo of it on our Instagram, so you can go check us out and follow, subscribe, do all the things on the Spiritual Sisters podcast. And that is a story I have for you. I believe Nichole has one for you too.
I just wanted to share a quick little YouTube story that I found online when we were doing research for the Glen Tavern that somebody shared about their experience there. So here it is. My mom worked there around that time in 2012. She asked me if I wanted to work with her for the day as a housekeeper, and I told her, hell yeah. Well, let me tell you, it was a sunny morning and I heard little kids running and laughing on the second floor. I even checked outside to see if anyone was there and no one was walking around. I also helped my mom on the third floor and she let me come into room 307. She had the key to the room. And sorry, pause the story. Gabby mentioned 308 and 309. This is 307. I wonder if there's something else that we didn't uncover in the history.
I mentioned 307, so 2 307s.
Oh, whose room was 307?
Lady of the Night.
Calvin? Lady of the Night. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So she then made her way to the suite to clean it up. As I entered to check the room out with the door open, and I made my way to the bedroom closet to open the door, the front door shut closed on me. It was pretty loud, like as if there was wind on the third floor, but there are no windows up there. That shit spooked me, and I ran till the end of the hallway to check on my mom, and my mom was cleaning the shower. She legit looked at me and asked if I was okay. I was pale white. I thought my mom had done a prank on me, but I guess it was someone else. Definitely would recommend it to anyone who likes experiencing paranormal activities. So that's just a little story that we pulled from YouTube. One little quick one, 20 seconds. I lived in Santa Paula, California as a kid, and I lived down the street from this hotel. Every time I walked by this hotel, I would always see the same one-eyed girl staring at me from the second floor window. I thought nothing of it as a kid. I also have seen the cowboy throughout my childhood. Last time I saw him, I was 14. That was another story that we pulled from YouTube. So that is our story about the Glen Tavern. If you want to hear a little more details about the Glen Tavern, as well as another haunted tavern in Oregon, go ahead and check out episode 31 of our show, Spooky Season series, Haunted Taverns. Thank you to Heather and Rachel for inviting us to share a little story with you guys and keep it spooky.
Okay, absolutely freaking not. So here's the thing. Instantly, as we're listening to that, I'm like asking Heather, you want to go? The next time I'm there, you want to go? But I have to say, and maybe this is me just making a joke, because I always make a joke anytime I'm uncomfortable. But when Gabrielle was talking about okay, so two different stories, right? So Calvin and the Lady of the Night, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, so she was beheaded, he was shot, they're neighboring rooms, are they getting it on, whatever. It made me think of like a stepbrother situation where they both like hit each other at the same time and she shoots and he cuts her head off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
No.
Okay. So I have, first of all,
Lady of the Night.
You are. First of all, this place is literally like less than an hour from me.
Right.
If you have ever driven, so you have definitely seen this place too, Rachel, because if you've ever driven from Lancaster to Ventura County, you definitely pass near or like exactly by it. I have been to a haunted inn tavern place on the East Coast, and yeah, they're creepy because they're old and they're creaky and they're like, it's creepy. We can go and look at it from the outside. I'm not going.
You don't want to go stay in room 308 with me?
Absolutely not.
Just like, really don't even get it.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean?
Absolutely not. Definitely a no. I'm going to hard pass on that one, Rachel.
Oh, man. I was really hopeful. So I wanted to see a picture of it. So I went to pick up to Google it and look at a picture to try to like refresh my memory or see if I knew it exactly. And then I was like, ooh, reviews. Should I read reviews? No, I'm just kidding. I don't see anything that's crazy. Like, all of it is like, oh, so nice. Finest in California. Romantic Southern California getaway. So
romantically fucking haunted.
Romantic Southern California getaway. We will be recommending your hotel to friends and acquaintances who are visiting our beautiful part of the world where the lady and Calvin both kill each other at the same time. No,
they didn't say. I was gonna say stop it. I was gonna say the lady of the night is the one who fucking wrote that because she wants more people to haunt. Like, what the hell?
She's romantic. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hopeless romantic. You guys, thank you. We freaking adore you guys. I mean, we're still waiting to hang out with you guys sometime soon. So
for sure.
Wait for it. But thank you for that. Wowzers. How many of you guys have been there? Ooh.
I know. If you guys have been there, send us info.
Yes. Do it. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it.
I am.
It's definitely, I mean.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, it only gets crazier.
Oh.
So the next two I actually listened to.
Oh my God. Okay. Are they creepy?
You ready for this? Dun,
No.
dun, dun,
I'm not ready.
Dun, dun, dun. So next, we have one of my podcasts that I listen to forever. Yeah. My like OG listening like list. Tabitha and Gretchen from Housewives of True Crime. I love the two of them. They are absolutely amazing. If you guys are not following, listening, subscribed, buying they just came out with a makeup line. They were
nice.
Just, yes. So there's so much with the two of them, and they're just freaking great. And they were both from Cali, and now Tab's in Texas. Anyways, we about to get into their story.
Let's do it.
You ready for it?
I'm so ready. Well, maybe.
Hi. We are Tabitha and Gretchen from Housewives of True Crime.
How's it?
We are so happy to be here on the Like a Mother, Like Murder podcast for this very special Halloween edition. So if you have not heard us before, we tell a true crime story every week. But this time I decided that I was going to tell Gretchen a ghost story of sorts, a maybe supernatural story, which is totally out of our kind of comfort zone, but
kind of comfort zone. We get spooked by all the spooky stuff, but it is that time of year, Tab.
And it is your favorite time of year, Gretchen.
It really is.
So let me tell you about a tale that you have not heard of before. I am certain of it. This is a story of the hauntings of Mercer Williams' house. Are you familiar?
No.
It's a creepy house that's in Savannah, Georgia. There's a lot of history in Savannah, which I know you know.
I do know a little bit about Savannah in addition to being the home of Paula Deen. That's mostly what I know.
Yeah, and aren't there Housewives of Georgia too?
That's Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, Atlanta is in Georgia. I know it's not Savannah, but it's still Georgia.
Okay.
People in Georgia are probably like, Savannah is so not Atlanta, okay?
Totally.
Well, there are plenty of tales, I'm sure, from the South, but this is one about a house, the Mercer Williams house, like I said. It was built in the mid-1800s by an architect named John S. Norris for a person named General Hugh Mercer. The Mercer Williams house has sort of a Gothic architecture to it. It's real detailed, and its detail is kind of magical, if you will. It's a prominent fixture in the Savannah's historic district. I kind of feel like we need to go there.
Yeah, I'm down.
But beneath its elegant facade lies a very steep history of mystery and supernatural. This house is most famously associated with a trial of Jim Williams. He was a prominent antique dealer, and he was accused of murdering Danny Hansford, a local hustler, if you will, in one of the mansion's room on May 2nd, 1981. Williams' trial actually took place inside the house, which is kind of bananas to me. I don't really get it, but there must be something to it. That's what I read.
Are they really short of courtrooms, or did they just like walk the jury over?
I don't know. I think maybe they just walked the jury over. I didn't get that far into how that trial actually, like, what? They do that sometimes. They do walk the jury over.
Yeah, they do. They take them right to the scene.
I bet you that's what happened. It did capture the nation's attention, and there was also a book written about this whole thing from John Burrance. His novel is called Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. While the murder trial is significant for this house, the more significant things are the paranormal activity that intrigues this house. Starting with Jim Williams himself. Numerous visitors that go to this house have reported encountering Jim's ghost, particularly on the upper floors, when they see him wandering the halls or standing there just kind of contemplating. There are even reports of hearing Jim's voice in certain rooms, like he's having a conversation with somebody.
So they're not just claiming like the lights are going on and off. They're saying they're seeing the full-on dude.
Full-on dude.
I'm moving out. I'm not sticking around for that.
Would you go there, though? Just to kind of see if you could see him? I think I would.
I would. I just wear it depends.
You should wear one anyways.
Yeah, I totally should.
Okay. So not only Jim that they see, they claim that they've seen the spirit of Danny Hansford, the person that he murdered.
They're stuck.
They say they see him in the room where he met his tragic ending. Reports of unexplained cold spots, sudden temperature drops, and unsettling feelings of unease are in this room that Danny was murdered. Another thing, which is even kind of creepier to me, is visitors have said they've seen a young boy believed to be a member of the Mercer family, and they say they see him playing in the halls like a regular child would do. So visitors and paranormal enthusiasts go to the Mercer Williams house just to see if they can see any of this paranormal activity. Like you said, Gretchen, has there been like lights on and off and whatnot? And yes, doors have been known to open and close on their own accord. Unexplained drafts of cold air just come through the hallways when there's no window open. And some have heard soft footsteps on the grand staircase when no one is there. People also have captured photographs with orbs and figures and images in them, and that is totally unexplained. So it's kind of a place where they say the living and the departed coexist.
Weird. Yeah, I'm not with it. Except for maybe the parts of the cold air coming through at night, because the air conditioning is costing me a fortune.
So you would like that?
I might be okay with that. Yeah, so I wouldn't hate that part.
Yeah, well, my daughter is very into this like supernatural stuff. She watches this Sam and Colby on YouTube. I guess it's they're killing it. Okay. And they go to different places like this and do ghost hunting. And so after she hears this story, it's going to be our next trip, Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hopefully you like that if you're into the supernatural, and hopefully you love this podcast like we do. And if you want more of us, head over to Housewives of True Crime and check us out there too. Clinky clink.
Clink, clink.
That is, I'm not with it. That's my new catchphrase.
I'm not with it.
I'm not with it.
You and Gretchen are on the exact same page.
Oh my God. No, yes, but for real, I'm not with that at all. Let's drive by it, do a quick hello, and then be on our way.
Quick hello. Gosh, I just love listening to that. And then now I just want to listen to an entire episode from them because I love them so much. Thank you guys for sending that in. And also,
Yeah.
I'm also not with it. Like, no thank you. Not about it. Not happening. I also will be wearing Depends. I also peed myself today, by the way. Just want to put that out there, just for the universe. We actually went to the Spirit Halloween store. In my defense, I had to pee already. Okay, I had to pee already, and we went there to get hair dye because tomorrow we have an event, and needed some hair dye. And like I said, I had to pee really bad.
Yeah,
I needed to make the quick stop because got shit to do. And then all of a sudden, you know how they have all those little pop-out things?
Yeah.
I'm going over there, and it's not working. So I'm, like, opening the door, and I'm, like, like, every time I open the door, the other door shuts, and I'm opening it, and it's just shutting, whatever. Nothing's working. So I'm like, whatever. And Joel comes up right behind me and goes, whoa! And I was like, just a little pee.
Yep. Been there.
So that's
been
fun.
There.
Depends would have been great for that. Let me tell you.
God.
That was wonderful. Wonderful stuff. But thank you guys for sending that in.
Yes.
Go check them out at Housewives of True Crime. Clink, clink. Clink, clink to them. I love them. Thank you guys for sending that. All right. Heather, what's next for us?
So, next, we have the one and only Liam Collins. Crime Over Wine. You guys have heard us talk about him nonstop. We love Liam. We love us some Liam. He sent us a story that neither of us have heard.
Right.
So we are going to get some raw reactions here, and I'm excited for it because I have no idea what to expect from Liam.
Yes. The man, the myth, the legend.
I was finally having a good night's sleep, like one of those sleeps where the dream you're having just feels so vivid, so real, like you're there. I was sitting atop a mountain, sipping a beer, the good kind, on the porch of my cabin, looking out over the trees to a crisp pink-orange sunset. I was satisfied, happy, and free. And then it came. The alarm clock pierced my ears, bringing me out of the few moments of peace I felt like I had earned. I demanded it to snooze. 9 more minutes. I covered my face with a pillow and drifted off to a light sleep before it disturbed me again. It dared to. I shut it off this time, swung my legs out from under the blanket and touched my bare feet to the floor. I started walking toward the bathroom across the cold wood floor. I was careful because I could still hear Rachel's voice in my head, just like I always can in the morning. "Can you be any louder? I would hate to wake the neighbor," she would say. But she was still in the bed next to me, asleep. Lifeless. I let the warm water pour over my body and suds myself clean, picking up a fresh towel from the rack and drive myself off. Did my hair, hit the coffee pot, got dressed, and kissed her goodbye, still in bed while I went off to make my $8 an hour. The roads were dark, that kind of dark where you truly don't know what lies beyond the headlights, but you have this sense of calm knowing there's nothing there, not this morning. I got to work and cracked open my thermos and allowed the hot coffee to drip down my throat and awaken me. When that first gulp hit, it was like I was awoken from sleep all over again. My mind snapped and I remembered that Rachel, usually still but always commenting on the level of noise I make each morning, was stiller than usual and dead quiet. I took the road back home. It was lighter now, dawn breaking. I got back into the home, went to the bedroom, expecting her to break the silence with some thought that I was home too soon, or what was I doing slamming the door so loud. I walked up the stairs, past the bathroom, and into the bedroom, only to see her lying there in the same position she was when I kissed her goodbye earlier that morning. I went to shake her gently awake to see if she was okay. The shaking became less gentle. My voice rose. I was now shaking her so passionately. The blood from the gaping hole in her chest, now no longer concealed by my comforter, was spurting all over the bed and the floor and me. I know she wouldn't like the mess. I ran to the phone, called 911, and paced for what felt like hours, but was likely only minutes. I took her away. I went to the station in shock. I told them that someone must have broken in. Someone must have killed Rachel and left me to find her lifeless body and to make an even bigger mess of the whole thing. But who? Cameras. We have cameras. I showed them, and there he was. A man dressed in black, pulling up in an SUV parking just beyond the hedges, which are now obstructing him from the camera's view. He slid in, propped open the back door, and he must have climbed the stairs, the same one with the banister I swore to Rachel I would dust that day. He slid past the bathroom, into the bedroom, and stabbed Rachel in the middle of the night. What a mess. I couldn't believe my eyes. We need to find this monster. I slept on the couch at the precinct that night. How could I return home knowing what had happened there? But I slept well, considering what I knew was happening outside of my unconscious body. I dreamed of Rachel. I dreamed of our wedding day when we danced and her dress twirled like she was an angel. And then I dreamed the night before, when we were practically screaming at each other. The vacuum wasn't stored properly, and don't even get her started on the job I did while it was out. The dirt on the rug, God forbid. I wanted to tell her exactly what I thought of that vacuum, but I didn't. She died not knowing what I truly thought of her cleaning measurements. I was jerked awake, even less gently than the alarm clock, believe it or not. It was the detectives. "We think we found him," he said. I was in a dark room, the only light coming from a one-way window that took up almost the entire wall. It was just like a movie, just like how I pictured it would be. A bright white light and a white board with black markings. They came out, there were 7 of them, and I knew right away who it was, the man on the camera who snuck in and took Rachel away from my home. "Number 6, I said. He looked weak. His eyes were red. He had a worse night than I did. I took them away. The detectives said they knew it was him because they found the car he was driving. They asked if I wanted to see it. Yes, I did, I said. I went to the lot and there it was. They asked if it had looked at all familiar. I said no. They asked if there was anything in the car that belonged to me. I said no. That was it. I felt lightheaded. I asked for a moment, which they allowed. They walked away. I traced my finger around the rim of the car. It was a black 2018 Honda HR-V. Some scratches in the front, but otherwise almost in pristine condition. I bet he was a safe driver. I wonder if he had kids, a wife of his own. What his mom and dad thought when they found out he had been arrested for murder. Or what his friend thought. The one he had lunch with the day before. Tall, brown-haired, had a green sweater and black jeans. I wonder what he thought when he left that lunch and saw his car was gone. I traced my finger over the driver's side door, remembering what it had felt like to pry it open, practically broad daylight, or what he thought when he found out it was parked in the same spot the next morning. The metal was still bent, barely recognizable. I mean, really, unless you knew what had happened like I did. I walked to the back door. There they were, the black clothes lying on the back of the floorboard. That fucking bastard. That fucking monster. The one who came alive with those clothes on. It must have been like an instinct to him, really, to slip into the back door, past the rug that was never vacuumed to her standard, up the stairs with a banister that could never be dusted properly, past the bathroom with a rug that she was always having to put back into its rightful place, and then to crack the door open, slip in, and hear her say, "Could you be any louder?" I could, I replied, but I would hate to wake the neighbors.
Holy shit.
Oh,
I have fucking goosebumps all over my fucking body. I have freaking chills from my forehead to my fucking toes right now. Are you shitting me? Okay.
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 Okay. Liam Wozer. Now, if you guys haven't, or you don't know because you've failed to listen to us the 100 times we've literally told you to go listen to his podcast, Wow.
Wait. I'm sorry. Yes, go listen to his podcast, but also you, Liam, you should be a novelist. You should be,
100%.
I mean,
Oh,
is there
100%.
stuff that we don't know right now? Like, are you a bestseller out of...
That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Like, that's what's so crazy. Liam is 100% so talented,
100%.
so freaking good at his storytelling in the true crime department, which is what his podcast is all about. But that was on a whole other level. Like, literally, if you guys, like, I don't even know how long that was, like 5 minutes, both Rachel and my face for the entire 5 minutes was just like...
Yeah, I'm going to just do, like, one of those videos that just shows, like, our facial expressions the entire time, because I think my jaw was on the freaking floor. Liam, hats off. All of it to you. That was just incredible. I mean, we tell stories in a way of, like, you know, we try to advocate for people, and we try to just be a voice for people who don't have voices anymore, or be a voice for families who might need that, right? And this is a Halloween bonus, and we come here thinking, oh, people are going to bring spooky and haunted, and here we are with amazing, you guys. Everything we have heard thus far has been so spectacular and great, and exactly what this is. But that so just gave me the chills. The difference of, like, what exactly just hit.
What
yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. We've had personal stories, of freaking hauntings.
Yes,
we have also heard now, like, different haunted places.
Right
now, we got this literal chill-inducing freaking crime. Liam, I'm hoping it's a fiction story.
Why is her name Rachel?
I know. Why did you name her Rachel?
I'm not even joking. There was, like, just the smallest moment in my head where I was like, he's totally gonna have, and when the lineup number 6, she took off her hoodie, and it was Heather standing there. God. And I'm, like, sitting here, like, waiting, like, holy shit, he totally just mind fucked all of us. I mean, you still did, but oh my God.
So crazy. Thank you, Liam. Thank you. Holy crap. That was good. That was good. So, but you know what, guys? That's not all. That is not all. We still have one more for you.
From friggin' one of the podcasts I cannot stop listening to.
Like, they are the best. They are the best.
And you know what's hilarious? Sorry, I have to say it really quickly, but in my house, I can be listening to an episode now, and I can walk by Joel, who's listening to an episode. So we both have them on at the exact same time.
I love them so much. I was listening to them today. I was catching up because I didn't listen to a lot of podcasts last week. Thank you, Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was catching up, and I was literally like, it was after the gym. I was driving to go get some food, and I almost had to pull over my car. I was and some things they were saying, and now I can't even remember exactly.
Here she goes dying again.
It was how frogs.
What the fuck are you trying to say to me right now?
when female frogs don't want to mate with the male frog, and what they do. Have you listened to that episode yet?
No.
Oh my. It's hilarious. That is a good look, Rachel. You should start going to every day like that. Yes. Okay. No, but we do. We absolutely love Beyond the Shadows. We love ourselves some Ryan and Scott.
Yes, we do.
If you guys are not listening to them, you definitely should be. They have a little bit of everything, and it is just they are very good telling their stories, telling and they're fucking funny, man. So if you're not listening to them, definitely run, don't walk. And here is Ryan with a story for us.
Hi, this is Ryan from the Beyond the Shadows podcast. Scott and I are big fans of Like Mother, Like Murder, and we're grateful to the ladies for giving us this forum to tell a story to all of you. Heather and Rachel do an amazing job. Their research is outstanding, they have a great passion, and their chemistry together is undeniable. But if you're listening, then you already know all this. So this is the story of Sarah Ware. Sarah Ware was born in 1846 in Nova Scotia. She later made her way to Maine, where she met and married Edward Ware in Bucksport. The marriage was an unhappy one. Her husband was rumored to have not treated her very well. So after the kids had all grown up, Sarah divorced him. Not feeling at home in Bucksport, she returned to Nova Scotia, only to find that she no longer fit in there either. So she eventually made her way back to Maine. Now at 52 years of age, Ware supported herself by working odd jobs around town, including cleaning, babysitting, and any other related tasks. She was well regarded and known as a hard-working woman. On the night of September 17, 1898, Sarah was making her rounds about town, collecting money from those she had done work for, which was her custom. She stopped at a little store on the edge of town and bought a cigarello just before they closed up for the night. She was then on her way to the home of stove-maker William Trewergy, her last stop of the night. And then she disappeared. In a small Maine town, everyone knows everyone, and everybody else's business, too. People often came and went, but everyone who knew Sarah knew she had no plans to leave town. She hasn't been seen since her stop at the little shop. Search parties began to scour the woods and countryside for 2 weeks as the weather turns cold and Halloween approaches. Then finally, 2 weeks after she disappeared, Sarah's body was found about a mile from her house, just off of Miles Lane. It was a route she traveled frequently. There was a raincoat tucked under her head like a pillow, and her body was in terrible shape. They couldn't even be sure it was Sarah at first due to the vicious nature of the crime and the fact that the wild animals had found the body. Her purse was nearby, as well as a knife with a serrated blade, obviously used in the crime. During the trip back into town with the body, the bumpy roads actually caused the head to sever from the rest of the body. When the medical examiner examined the body, it was determined that a hole in the skull had been caused by a blunt object, likely a hammer, which caused her death. Bucksport was not used to such violence, so detectives were brought in from faraway towns of Lewiston and Bangor. Mrs. Miles, with whom Sarah lived and took care of, told them that Sarah kept money in a trunk in her room, but it contained no money now. Neither had she made deposits at the bank. When they went to William Trewergy's house, a bloody hammer was found on top of a bloody tarp in the back of his wagon. The hammer bore his initials. He was known as a hard-working man with a violent temper. It was also known about town that Sarah had worked for him, and he had refused payment. The next spring, a local man named Joe Fogg Jr. confessed that he had accepted payment from Trewergy to dispose of Sarah's body, thus implicating himself as well. So we have ample motive, both murder weapons, and a witness who could testify to the whole crime. An open and shut case, it would seem, and yet it did not go to trial for 4 years. During these 4 years, many of those involved in the case had died, including the medical examiner. The hammer and tarp had conveniently disappeared, and Joe Fogg Jr. now changed his testimony to say that his previous confession had been coerced. In what seems like an extreme miscarriage of justice, William Trewergy was acquitted, and he was free to go. With all of the evidence gone, it was decided to keep the one remaining piece, Sarah's head, inside a box in the courthouse, awaiting any future developments. There were none, and her head was soon forgotten. It wasn't until 1982 that it was discovered by court clerks in a small wooden box inside the evidence vault. people would stop by and see the head for themselves, just like a carnival exhibit. It wasn't until 1998, a full 100 years after she had been killed, that her head was finally laid to rest in Oak Hill Cemetery, but it was not buried with the rest of her body. Her headless body had been buried in a pauper's grave not long after her discovery, and the grave was unmarked. 30 years later, the bodies in that cemetery were dug up and moved to make way for a new man-made lake. Since her grave had no marker, it is believed that her remains were left behind, and now lie under the waters of Silver Lake. It isn't surprising that Sarah's ghost has been frequently seen over the years. She lived a hard life, received no justice in death, and her remains were treated with no dignity either. Her ghost has been spotted around the courthouse, where her head was long forgotten, as well as around the shores of Silver Lake Park too. And her ghost is most frequently reported around this time of year, the fall, when her life was so tragically taken. Perhaps she will one day find the peace she seeks. And that is the sad tale of Sarah Ware. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks again to the amazing ladies at Like Mother, Like Murder for having us on. If you liked this story and would like to hear more like it, check us out at the Beyond the Shadows podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And we end every episode at the fire pit, either by reading listener stories or having them come on and tell their own. So if you have a fire pit story that you would like to tell, hit us up at beyondtheshadows207@gmail.com.
Oh my gosh! They found her head?
The clerk at the courthouse found her head. Years later.
Decades.
Yeah. No.
Oh my God. And then they kept it for more years and just didn't try to bury it or
no, as if it's like an exhibit.
They're literally inviting bad mojo. I mean, come on.
That's crazy.
Insane. What a great story.
Yes.
First of all, thank you. Thank you.
100%.
That was insane. They have the craziest shit going on over there in that main, where else all of that area, there's just some crazy ass stories that come out of there. Oh my God.
My mind is just, that is insane because how you said it, they kept it, but also the fact that her head was just there for the longest time and then they found it,
God.
Then they put it in the courthouse, then someone found it later, and then they still kept it. How many times are you guys going to keep a head?
Stop it. Yeah.
Just
that's not
stop
cool.
it.
What did
Leave
she say?
her head
I'm
alone.
Not for it.
Not with it.
Not with it.
No.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, though, for that story. Wowzer. Like we were saying, we have such a good combo tonight of all these things happening. That was so amazing.
It really was. That was fun for us to listen to. Hopefully you guys liked listening to it as well. And it's one of those things where we do. You have probably heard us gush, shout out, give props, pay respect, whatever it is, to these podcasts, to these podcasters, to the host, and for good reason.
Yeah. Now you guys know why. Now you guys know why we do it.
Right. I mean, on top of the fact that we just thought this would be a really fun episode to bring more, just uniqueness to the episode and just a little bonus that had a lot going on. But it's also the fact that we talk about them. So here they are now, without just being here's a 10-second clip. Now you've got a little more than that. But I have to give a shout out, to them all. Beyond the Shadows, Ryan and Scott, absolutely amazing. Love listening. Binging currently. Well, I'm all caught up now, so I ain't binging no more. But Joel's he's getting there. Housewives of True Crime, probably one of the longest podcasts I've been listening to. They're absolutely amazing. They are just, and it's one of those things where their content is good. I love listening to how they do it, what they do, but they're good people. Like, I just love listening to them. Spiritual Sisters podcast, I want to hang out with them every day. I think that I just need to be on their level. And, you know, Twisted and Uncorked with Sierra and Alecia. Just, again, adore them. Adore them. And Liam. Holy freaking shit. Like, I'm just still, I don't even know what to say about that. You go ahead, Heather. You tell me what I need to say about that.
Full disclosure, when we got done reading or listening, we both texted him like, Liam, because like we had no idea what he was going to do. Neither of us had heard it before. So like, you got some very raw reactions on that one, and I just love that everyone brought something a little bit different, so that was super cool.
It was a good one. Hopefully you guys liked it too. Again, happy Halloween, everyone. We love this time of year. It's a good time of year, from Halloween to fall to just changing seasons to all of the spooky vibes, all of the wearing sweatshirts. Let me tell you about wearing a sweatshirt.
Sweater weather.
I didn't do that today. It was like 100 degrees out.
Stop. Really?
It was so hot. No, maybe like 80, but here it felt very hot. Eventually, sweater weather. But yes, hopefully you guys all have just the most magical Halloween day and enjoy every second. Hopefully this just got you in the mood. You know what I mean? Got you in that spirit, that Halloween
got me
spirit.
in that spooky spirit.
Yes.
What? Yes, have a great Halloween. Be safe. Have fun. And you know what? Keep it all kinds of spooky up in here.
Yes.
Yeah. And get yourself some Depends in case your bladder is, like mine, and
in case you're like Rachel and you pee yourself when you go to Spirit Halloween. Almost peed myself during Liam's not episode. Yeah, it felt like an episode. Also, drink yourself a candy corn. Drink, because
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank
so
you,
amazing.
Terry.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. All right, you guys. Happy Halloween. Have the most amazing time ever, and we will talk to you next Tuesday in November. November.
Oh my God,
Where did this year
it.
go?
We're already back in a November.
That's crazy. You guys, Halloween's
it's gonna be our second November podcast.
Have you wrapped all of your Christmas gifts?
No.
Have you bought one?
No.
Me neither. I was just trying to be like, oh, are you done? Because you're supposed to be done in July. All right. We'll get there. All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Okay. Love you. Bye. Spooky, spooky.
Spooky, spooky. Go.
Here we go, here we go, one more time. Everybody's feeling fine. Here we go now. Here we go. NSYNC has got the flow. And jumping to the beat and got everything you need. Here we go. Here we go. I haven't even drank mine yet. Okay, let's get it going because I've lost it. I'm completely lost it. Okay, let's start over. Okay.
All right, I think I hacked in. We're on the air? Shh, security's outside. But how's my hair? It's a radio station. Psst, psst. You guys hear about the Beyond the Shadows podcast with Ryan and Scott? You guys into paranormal? What about true crime? How about UFOs and cryptids? We also have mad hauntings. We got security. No, we don't. We're not big enough to need it yet. No, we got security.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Get out of here! Listen to the Beyond the Shadows podcast. It'll Beyond the Shadows.